Hey there, my name is Chuck Black and welcome to my studio. Today we're going to be painting some rolling ridges on a foggy morning and we're going to have the sunlight shining through. So I hope you join us. We're going to be using gold and fluid acrylics on a 16 by 20 inch stretched canvas. And of course remember, I always give away a free hand-signed art print every week to one of my email subscribers, and all you have to do to sign up is click this card right here. All right, let's get started. All right, so we've already got a bit of a mess here going with our colors, but we're going to be using titanium white, cerulean blue, cadmium orange, Prussian blue. We've got some primary cyan, and then carbon black. And everything's starting to run here, and that's just those gold and fluid acrylics. All right, so I'm going to take some white, and I'm using a 1/2 inch filbert brush. Flat brush will work. Whatever works best for you. Maybe some blocking in some larger areas. I'm going to take some cad red and some white. Cad orange, I'm sorry, and some white. We're going to start with just like a light peachy color. Kind of using cross hatches, making X motions. Getting some of that on there in the center. Staying of that upper half though. Okay, now I'm going to grab some white, get some more of that, some more orange. We're going to grab the red here. Look how rich that red is. And some more orange. I don't want it to be too pink. That's probably about right. And do your best to kind of feather it into that orange color. If it's not perfect, that's all right too. And again, you can see I'm using these crosshatch motions. Kind of going around the outside of this orange color we have on. Okay, now we got this color here. Let's mix some more of that. Try to mix some more of that color. That's close to it. Then what we're going to do is pick up some Prussian blue. Some black and white. I'm just going to see how this goes here. So this is more of a gray scale. Let's grab some blue and some white. I'm just trying to find a good color. And we can test that. So I'm going to test it up in the corner here. Just see how that compares to what we have. Maybe I'll put some primary cyan in there and some more Prussian blue to move this to the blue scale. So there's probably a little of this color in this. So that's grayish. Let's just get that on there and we'll let this dry. I'd say the contrast is right. I'm not really happy with the color, but it's close. So we're going to go with it. Now this is going to look rough as it goes into that pink color. Just because naturally when we add a dark color over a light one, it's always hard to blend that in. So we're just going to let it dry. Okay. That's not bad. I want to wash the brush. And I think what we want to do is try to get more of a violet color. Let's take some some Prussian blue and some quinacridone. This is going to be pretty violet, but we want to add some white to it. Some more blue, some more white. I'm just looking for that right color. I'll try this. Now that's probably more the color, and see how we can just kind of feather that right into the color that we already have on there. Yeah, like it's a bit more vibrant. This is going to go good with our pink. I'm just kind of filling that in there, overlaying it over what we have. Now, right between these, we're going to start to blend that out. So up here, we're going to want to grab some more white. I've got a real mess going on my palette now. That's just kind of how it goes sometimes. Grab some white. And I'm going to get that white on my brush. I'm adding some pink to that. You see how that'll just start to feather those two colors together. All right. I'm going to wash the brush and I'm going to switch. This is the Scumbler brush by Artist Loft. It's a round brush, and I'm going to try to mix some of that color we did originally. It's kind of an orangish pink. I'm going to start breaking this up. And I just want these colors. I want more of this pinkish orange to be on there. And I think I'm just going to leave this part for now, and then we'll just move further down. Let's let this dry. Okay, I'm going to go back to that filbert brush. Dry it, and let's mix some more kind of this bluish, somewhat violet color. Let's get a tree line. I want this tree line to be kind of up here. We might have to add more pink up here. I'll come down. Kind of scrub that color in. Just worried about the top edge, not the bottom. Okay, so now we got that. Now we're gonna kind of start off with the same color. We're gonna go back, we're gonna grab more Prussian blue. Still picking up some of that violet. Not overly concerned about the violet at this point. And we're gonna get another ridge here, and that's gonna come down. You notice how this is a little bit darker than this ridge here. So it's gonna appear closer to the viewer. Get that paint on there, cover it real nice. I have to mix up some more of that color. Just blocking it in. All right, we'll stick with that, and we'll go for another ridge. But this time we're going to start off with the same color. We're going to darken it even more. Just grabbing that blue, maybe some of that red, and we'll grab some primary cyan we'll add to this ridge. Let's mix up a lot of this color because we're probably going to need more. And this one, let's start down low so we can kind of get that in the right spot. So we want that to cross right where that white starts to show. Right there. Now we're semi-worried about the top, but we're not overly worried about it because we're going to want to add some tree detail. So we're just laying in the idea of the trees right now. And same thing, let's just feather that down. Okay, looking good. Just get some more of that color, and I want to darken up that spot up here. And right in there. Just want that all to be a fairly even color at this point. Perfect. I think we can get this one tree here a little darker. All right. That looks pretty good. Now you can see these effects starting to really take hold. Now we're gonna get, let's get one more ridge. Let's get one more ridge right here. Darker yet. So we're gonna grab more of the primary cyan, a lot more of the Prussian blue, some of the white. Now here's where we're gonna make a new change. We're gonna grab some black. Start in the middle. Yeah, that'll be a good color. A little darker. I'm going to need to get more paint on my palette. I'm running out. I need more Prussian blue. Pull that out. I think we still got some cyan here. Yeah. Get a good mix there. Some of that black, and naturally we'll pick up some of the white on the palette. Drop it down. All right. And then leave some of this white here. We're going to bring it down further down here. And that's where I'm going to grab a lot of Prussian blue and black. And this will be a dark spot down low. And these darker colors, you might see the paint strokes, because it's harder to cover a really richly saturated color like this. There's a lot of blue. When we get darker, some of those lines will show. So we might have to put another layer on some of this, and as well as some other areas, but great start at this point. Just trying to get that as even as I can. Okay, now we're going to have one more ridge coming through here. And this one, we want to be close to this color. Tall ridge right here. And it's going to come way down fast. Now let's take, before we get too carried away, let's grab some white. Picking up some white, we got just enough here. Right here. And mix that white in and blend it this way. Alright, that will work for now. Might have to work on that some more. Now watch that lighter color. see how that lighter color separates these two ridges? Might look like fog, but now we're getting, that really draws that ridge right here closer. It adds depth perception between these two. It's still the same color ridges, but we've got this gradient of a lighter color, and that just separates those, really makes it pop. And just continue filling in this color down here. And I want to let this dry. Well, no. I think we can work on a couple spots. Let's just finish with this part here. Okay. Might have to work again on blending some of these foreground colors. I'm going to wash it. I'm going to switch back to that round brush, that scumbling brush. I'm just getting the water out of it. It's pretty dry. And we're going to want some white. I can already tell I want to draw this lighter color. I want to push it further up into here, but we still probably just want to let that dry for right now. But we're going to kind of do the same thing. Just mixing some colors up here. White, Prussian blue. Again, a little moisture on there. And then I'm going to get most of it off. But still has some of it. Still has some of it. Give it a test here. There, that's a little lighter. Now we're going to do the same thing that we did down here, but we're going to do it to this ridge back here. And I'm stroking down, and as I bring the brush down, I hit the canvas, and then I pull it away right before I hit this ridge. You have to vary the pressure, push harder when you're down low, but start off up high, very, very light, and then it's harder down low here. And you can see that creates that gradient, that nice blend from this color to this color. Beautiful. So that just gets that part started. Okay, so let's do it with this ridge here. Now we needed some primary cyan in that. So we got a little bit here we can pick up. All right. And give it a test. That's going to be too light. So I'm going to dip my finger in water, tap it on the palette. We're going to pick up some of that water, grab some Prussian blue, making it a pretty good shade darker. Still too light. Go even darker. And let's try to get some of that off of there, just rubbing it off. There, now we're in the zone. Got some lines, so I'm going to brush my finger kind of sideways, see if we can't get rid of some of that. Worked a little, but again, we'll have to beating the brush there on the palette, trying to get a more even spread of paint on the brush. That helped a little. Okay, some over here. cover up some of this. Okay, that's pretty good. Now let's do it again with this ridge back here. Wash the brush. Now squeeze out some of the water. Okay. Pretty good. Just a little moisture. Pick up some white. Dab it in that Prussian blue. Still pretty light. Test it out. We're right about there. Perfect. Grab some more white. Tap that away. Get kind of a bright spot going right there. Okay. I'll mix some more blue. I might want to lighten this one right here. It's kind of the same color. Keep it going. It is a bit brighter. And I'll pick up a little white. Try to brighten that down low. That looks pretty good. Perfect. Okay, so that is looking really good. I like it. I'm going to keep it going. And this time, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to work on this real quick before we let everything dry. And I'm going to stick to the same brush and kind of wash it off. And we're going to grab some white, some red, some orange, more red, more white. Let's try that for now. I'm also going to grab a napkin here and I'm going to wet my fingers down. I'm just going to start testing this, see what this is like. It's a pretty good in-between color. I want that to pull further outward though. So we're going to start going over the top. And as we get into this dark area, I'm going to use my fingers gently, just kind of try to smooth out some of that canvas texture. If you're using a really smooth textured canvas, you don't need to worry about it as much. Got something on the canvas there. Oh well. And we might want some over there. This has got some more pink. We're going to grab some white. A little orange. I like that pink. We'll stick with it. You know, that canvas texture, because this is not quite dry yet, I'm trying to blend with my fingers, but I can tell that it's kind of tacky underneath. And even though it's dry and we can't work it, it makes it hard to blend over the top. So really you just use the brush, not feeling the fingers. Okay. Now I'm going to grab some more white over here, get it on my palette. I'm going to finish up by taking some white with some orange. More orange with some pink. I want to match that kind of that transition color between the pinks and the yellows. Just try and mix in some different variations, seeing what works. Not bad. I think we'll stick with it for now. A couple highlights down here. Okay, now we're going to grab white with just some orange. I want to limit how much of this white is on here, so I'm trying to pull it closer and closer downward. Grab some pink, some orange. That's more vibrant. So we get some more vibrant tones in here in a couple spots. Just keep going back and forth, trying to match those colors, trying to just blend it out where I can. And I think at this point, we are ready to let things dry. Okay, and real quick, last thing I want to do, try to pick up some of this white. Just apply it to this white, because we didn't really cover that with anything. We just want to cover it with some paint, some white paint, some highlights. Okay, now I'm going to let it dry, and we'll come back, take it to the next step. Okay, so you've seen me rework this entire area back here, and I know I probably did more than I thought I was going to do, probably more than what you thought I was going to do, but I used the same exact process that I used before I sped it up, and I matched these colors in the sky, just applying that color, reapplying the color, and then just smoothing it out with my fingers, just trying to get a nice even blend from these oranges to the blues. And I did the same with some of these ridges, just lightening some of these colors, saturating some of these colors, shading some more areas, especially I shaded the edges, which brings the focus kind of to the center, which is what we want. And so if you did have questions about what I sped up, please leave them in the comments. I'm always happy to join the discussion, help answer those. And you know, this is just kind of, sometimes things go not quite as well as I'd hope, and I end up having to rework a lot of it. And that's just kind of the nature of the beast, but it really just depends on what you're happy with. And you don't have to take it that far, but I kind of wanted a different effect, so I did rework it. And so what I'm doing now, you're seeing me add a big tree here, and I want a couple foreground trees, and all I'm doing is taking some black, mixing that with mixing that with water, just thinning it down. This is just straight black. And we'll have another one right here. Imagine that is a tree trunk. And we're just going to create black silhouettes. Super simple. Just getting texture on there, just getting the silhouette. Imagine the branches. They can go any way you want to go. But you do have to be a little bit intricate with this. You've got to take your time. Get a lot of small texture on there. We want it to appear very close. And so the more pine bough texture we have, the more branch texture we have, it's going to look a little better. So I'm going to add some black trees, just taking this black and just getting it on there. And I'm going to continue to do this, but the painting itself is wrapped up at this point. I'm happy with it. I just want these black trees to be in the foreground. And it's going to take a little while because, again, I want to be very particular with these branches, but there's nothing tricky to it. It's just using this round brush and just getting that black paint on there. So I'm going to continue doing this, adding a couple more trees, and then we'll be finished. Well, I hope you enjoyed this painting. This one was particularly a fun one for me, so I really enjoyed it. Remember, if you'd like to support my channel, I auction off all the paintings I do here on the videos through my eBay, and that link can be found in the description below, along with a link to my website where you can find prints and other originals. And of course, if you love this video, please like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel for many more great videos to come. Until next time, happy painting, everybody.